It's been a while. How are you?
It's been a while.
Thank you so much for coming and having a virtual coffee break with me. It's so nice to see
My
you.
pleasure. Thanks for having me. You look
Um,
lovely. You look wonderful. I like the coral.
oh, thank you. Well, do you know what?
You've got to remember.
We have some rare sunshine here, Matt. So I'm just kind of enjoying it as much as possible.
Where are you right now?
So I am in London, and you are.
I'm in Las Vegas.
Yeah, you see, you win.
No, I love London. I miss London so much.
Do you really? Because I suppose you are out there much more than you are back here now.
Yeah, I mean, last year I toured a lot last year in the UK, and thankfully I did a full UK tour in December. So it was beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite tours I've ever done. It was just such a beautiful experience. And so I got my fix, but I really, it made me miss the UK so much, and I'm actually really trying to figure out how to possibly spend more time in London.
Yeah, it will be good to see you back here more because you do. How often do you think you come back at the moment?
For work, probably I do. Probably show wise, I come back 2 or 3 times a year, but I would like to come back way more. Put my three-piece suit on, walk through St James's Park, feed the birds. Yeah,
Yeah,
an eccentric young man.
yeah. Well, do you know it's funny though that you say that about getting your three-piece suit on. My goodness, how far removed that is from back in the Bros days when it was all about like stonewash, ripped jeans, bottle tops, on your laces, and all the rest of it. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, a complete turnaround, isn't it?
I really love my like worn out t-shirts and Japanese denim, and I still love that. I love that just as much, but I would love just to come back and put my brogues on, and because the weather's right, and just walk through the park and just connect, let my feet hit the pavements of London, and I really miss it. I do.
Yeah, I know. Well, it would be nice to have you back here. Who are you self-isolating with in Vegas then? Are you with anyone? Are you on your own? Oh no.
Myself and a little boy. Come here, boy.
I know.
And I've
Oh
got
my God. He is
my little
adorable. What's his name?
Reggie. Reggie, come here, baby. Come on, Bubs.
Reggie has become a bit of a star of Matt's Instagram page, I've got to say.
Yeah, he is. He got sent stuff. He got sent a collar from Italy the other day. I'm like, you're like he's like, here he is. Come here, bro. Come here. You can see him quickly.
Yeah, go on, let's have it. Oh, look. Hi. Oh my God, he's just adorable.
He's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah, he is really nice. Oh, he's gorgeous. I love that he's
Yeah.
getting freebies sent to him from Italy. Mind you,
Yeah, I'm like, he's like an Insta star now. Like, he's like getting stuff in the post.
love that. Love that. Mind you, over the years, you've probably had your fair share of freebies, let's be honest. So, it's now time.
Yeah, it is a bit tough, yeah.
And so, like, at this time in lockdown, when everyone is just trying to cope and survive and get through it and not get too bored, you've decided to release a single.
Yeah, I did. I recorded it with Babyface in LA maybe a month before we went on lockdown, and it was going to be the first single of the new album. And I just was like, with all the bells and whistles, beautiful video and all that stuff. And I'm like, why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Like, let's just get it out and try and raise some money. And yesterday we were able to already give enough money for 15,000 meals. And so it's only about just over a week, and we're just continuing to create awareness, and we're getting an amazing 50 plus radio stations have playlisted it already, and we're doing really, really well with it. And it's just about creating awareness, and I want to feel involved. I really do miss my country, and when I see the images, it breaks my heart and also makes me feel so prideful, and I just want to come home. But and because I can't, I said, let's do this. Let's try and raise awareness. Let's raise some money, and it's starting to work already. So that's a nice feeling.
Oh, amazing. I mean, we should talk about the single because, oh my goodness, it is a gorgeous track as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's produced by the legendary Babyface, so I'm in very, very safe hands. And then the performance vocally is just it's a tough song because the verses are super, quite low, and then the chorus is hit right up into the octaves. And so it's something you have to think about. But I play this song in my show every night, and in my show here in Vegas, and I always get such an incredible response. And Kenny, Babyface, was at my show because also has a show at the Mirage, and we just spoke and said, let's record it, and it turned out so beautiful. People, it's really good on the ears. Everybody really loves it, and that's how the new record's going to be. It's going to be very soulful, because I'm a soul boy at heart. And
I love that. And Babyface, like, he produces loads of amazing tracks. But was this song, If I Ain't Got You, was it Alicia Keys that wrote it?
Alicia Keys in 2003, yeah. Well, it's quite a while ago, longer than you think. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
she came over to the UK years and years ago when I was hosting a show on GMTV, and she performed. She was brand new. Nobody had ever heard of her. She sat at a piano. She had her hair in dreads. She was so young, and she played, and it must have been around that time. Oh my God, her voice is amazing.
Yeah, she got a beautiful voice, and it's effortless and everything. It's just, it's a beautiful thing. I have a piano over there, and it's nice to be able to sit, and I do the same. I sit at night, and it might be 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll just sit at my piano and I write something. I just wrote a song called "The Youngest Renegades" about me and my brother, and it's really a beautiful thing when something doesn't exist, and then an hour later you've got something that that will eventually be heard. A little bit like this song, like my managers were saying, we were sitting in the studio, Babyface, like 3 months ago. Now it's all over radio in the UK. It's like, it's a really amazing thing. It never gets old, when you feel like something you create gets put out there, and then at that moment it no longer belongs to you. It's a very beautiful feeling.
Yeah, no, I bet that. And can I ask, then the album? Oh, you've got your dog. Look, mine's just come in, Alfie.
Oh.
He's just come in. Apologies. All he wants to do is see what I'm.
Do you have like a family, or are you by yourself?
So I have Alfie, and then I have my husband, and I've got an 8-year-old little girl.
Alfie. So Alfie.
That's Alfie, and my little girl's called Ella.
So my last bulldog was called Alfie. Good name.
Yeah. It's absolutely the perfect name for a dog, because they have got such cheek and attitude that it works perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was Alfie. Alfie was like my life-changing dog in my life. I've got a portrait of him as in the movie. Do you remember the portrait in the movie of him holding a pint of beer? Yeah, I've loved him so much.
I know, it's funny, isn't it, how when you have a pet, they really are part of your life, and you can't imagine anything without them.
Yeah, it's like for me, honestly, it's been quite lonely. I'm not going to lie, it's been quite lonely, and to have him has been invaluable. It's been. The other day, I literally put my head in his chest. I was like, just to have that, he's been my buddy. He's just, so it's.
But the thing is, for anyone self-isolating on their own at the moment, it is really, really tough. And what is it like in the States? Are the rules as strict as they are over here?
I think that it's called the United States of America, but I think that the reality is that it's state by state. The governors have ultimate control of the state. Obviously, with federal advisement and stuff like that, they can be advised. But like here, our governor, he is actually being very responsible, and then some states are opening up a lot quicker. So you never get a real feeling that there's a unified kind of movement. It's very, compartmentalized. It's quite a strange thing here. So you don't really get a feeling what's happening within the whole country, but it is starting to open up, but very, very slowly. There's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. I believe we're on phase 1 right now. So, but here that there are patio dining and stuff like that, but the casinos are still completely shut down.
Oh, are they? God, Vegas must be completely different to normal. Because how long have you been there altogether now for, Matt?
Well, this is the view of Vegas that I have. So you see.
Okay, I want to see this.
This is the.
Oh my God, that's so. I mean, how awful is that?
Yeah. So it's not quite the Vegas that people think. There's a different kind of side to it as well. So.
Matt, I'd just like to say that if I was in self-isolation where you are with that amazing view and that gorgeous swimming pool, I think I'd feel okay for a little while.
I think, yeah, you're dead right, and I've definitely got it better than a lot of people. But I think isolation is isolation, and to be honest with you, it's definitely, you have your up days, you have your down days. I've been going live on Instagram every night at 9 p.m. UK time and connecting with people, and we're all going through our own version. Even if you're and your family, and there is still issues that you don't normally have, and I think we have up days, down days. There have been nights, and the night times for me are quite hard because it becomes quite oppressive, and just the need to kind of want to have company, or hasn't. 9 weeks is a long time, you know. So it's and I've definitely had to just kind of center myself,
Yeah.
and
I actually
but
think
it's been tough.
it is, but
Mm.
it's funny, isn't it? Because as you grow older, you don't expect to have to ever spend 9 weeks on your own anymore. Because even
No,
if you are single and living on your own, you interact with so many other people, and you have your show, and you're out there mingling with other people all the time. You probably never expected to actually have this 9 weeks period on your own.
no, but it's also a time, I think, where self-reflection happens. You know, self-reflection, and you possibly have to deal with things that you've put off, or you don't want to think about. Like my grief, I definitely have dealt with certain elements of grief in regards to my mother and even my sister, you know. And it's also not that I didn't know this, but I do want love in my life. I'd love to get married and have, you know, what you have and what a lot of people have, and where I could share my, you know, go for a hike in the mountains, or you can do things, and like even cooking, like it is different when you're by yourself after this amount of time. It becomes like walking through treacle, you know. It's it's challenging. So it's focused me on so many things, and I wanted that before, but you know, to have somebody that you trust and you can confide in and have a siesta with and go on a hike and watch a movie. It's just, I think that I literally think the sunset looks much more beautiful if you're sitting next to the person you love. And that's something I really, really want somehow to not continue to elude me,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, well, cool. So there will be things that happen, I'm sure, once we come out of lockdown, because I think that's it. Everyone's going to come out more focused and much more positive. And you've got your album coming out as well. Have you written a lot of the music that's on your album?
I've written all the music on my album. Yeah, I've written all of it. I mean, I can't wait, to be honest with you, to get out and co-write with people, because co-writing is really exciting as well. I love writing with people when you feel like you just get influenced. You feel their influence, and they feel yours. But really, that's all I can do right now is upstairs in my studio or piano. That's all I've been doing is writing my own music. But I feel more connected than to my lives and talking to people and helping people right now, which I've hopefully been doing. I've been dealing with some very, very diverse issues on my lives every night. Um, I'll be doing one today, you know. So it's been diverse, and people have been very, very grateful, and I've been grateful because I get to see people that I would not normally connect with. And I'm a familiar face like you are, and people somehow feel more relaxed when they see a familiar face, and it's been an amazing experience for me. I wouldn't have done it if this hadn't have happened, you know.
Yeah, no, it's great as well, because if you are wanting to check Matt out on his Instagram live, you're on there for about an hour anyway, aren't you, every night?
An hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good chunk of Matt chatting. So it's good if you want
Yeah,
to
but
catch.
I call everyone as well. I call about 5 or 6 people as well. So I just call random people, and they're not just Matt Goss fans or the Ross fans. Very often they don't follow me or my career. They just come for it. They just want to be heard, and I think that's an operative word, is to heard. You know, you've got to listen to people.
Yeah, I think that's lovely, because also people don't necessarily expect that you're going to engage with them, and then they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. The
So you can't
reactions have been
prepare.
brilliant. Yeah, the reactions have been really brilliant because they don't know until it literally like comes out and you've got to press accept, and then all of a sudden there's like hundreds of people watching. We had 22,000 people come through the other night. It was like, yeah, it was really beautiful.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Are you still
yeah,
enjoying the show out there? Because you have a residency out in Vegas, don't you?
yeah. In June it will be 11 years the show would have been running.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, only lived in Vegas for now coming on 3 years because I was in Los Angeles before. But I was on a plane 120 times a year, 120 plane journeys a year. It was too much. And then, but I love the show. The show's beautiful. You know, I'm missing my band. I'm missing my dancers. I'm missing my crew and the ushers in the showroom. And you know, so but I am actually. I'll go into more detail another time. But I am. I was on a call yesterday, and I am working out how to do a live show with the right technology. And I was speaking to somebody that's very, very, very well known in Hollywood, and we're going to put it together. And I'm going to start exploring that avenue because I think it's where we need to do it right. It can't just be a fixed camera that's wonky, and it's got to be done right. So we're exploring that. But I said yes to it yesterday, which is exciting.
Amazing. Congratulations. Because
Yeah.
if you think of all the people, the acts that they have been in Vegas, presumably you have been there quite a long time in the lineup of all those stars. Have you been there one of the longest, 11 years?
Yeah, I think so. I think as a male singer, yeah, I think it may be one of the longest or one of the longest. You know, I know that I was told that I had a longer residency than Elvis, so it's pretty. It's an amazing thing. You know, this town has treated me very, very well, and I've definitely got my vibe here. People know how I do things, and I think that you know, the show is highly reviewed, and just to be able to put people, I think musicians would understand when you're doing 4 shows a week, and to put an audience in a room for 11 years is actually a very, very, very difficult thing to do. And I'm very proud of the show. I'm proud of my cast. I really am. I really am proud of them, and proud of the show. I'm proud of the arrangements.
So for someone who's lived out in the States for so long, how come you've not done the thing that loads of people do and you've gone all transatlantic? I mean, you are still sounding exactly the same as you did before. There's no kind of lilt of American in there. How have you, are you just putting it on for us?
No, you know, I'm not putting it on for you. It's, I don't know, I feel very connected to my London roots. I'm a very proud British man, and I mean British as in like you know, the Scots come in mass to my show. The English come to my show. The Welsh. You have to understand, when I'm over here, separatism, you know, compartmentalize things. It seems almost. I think identity is important, but I'm very, very proud Brit and a super proud Londoner. So when you're away from it, you get the 37,000 foot view of the UK, and you just want to shake it sometimes and go, look, we are really phenomenal together. We can still have our identity. So I am kind of more of a United Kingdom guy than a compartmentalized one. But I feel like being away, you get to witness the beauty of where I'm from. I'm very proud to be British.
Yeah, that's great though.
Yeah.
I can tell. It's funny that you and Luke are both now in the States, and it's great to hear that you both catch up and you play computer games together and you kind of. How often do you actually get to see each other? I mean, I know that we're in lockdown at the moment, but generally.
We would normally see each other probably every couple of months, because he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. But we were meant to be touring right now, so we were meant to be touring together, and so we have been talking lately about how that would look and how it would work, but it's not until 2021 for most musicians. It's the first time in my life that I've, you know, felt my industry brought to its knees, completely shut down, because by definition we do rely upon crowds. We don't look towards music anymore to make money. We don't look towards that. So touring is our main source of income, or satellite partnerships, or, you know, it's really you are in the entertainment business again. But I would like to see a more responsible approach to the value of music, you know, like you would a movie or a painting or a famous piece of literature. I would like to see the return of the acknowledged value of a song, you know, because that really is what was meant to keep our families safe for generations. And with streaming and stuff, it can get very, very challenging for a lot of musicians.
Yeah, it really can. What do you listen to now when you're at home? If you were to put some music on, what would you choose?
I'll listen to Sinatra. I'll listen to Stevie Wonder. I listen to Donny Hathaway. I love Donny Hathaway's voice. I'll listen to Amy Winehouse. I forget her name. Sorry, I forget her name. The new Bond theme.
Oh, for Billie Eilish.
Yeah, her new that new song, the Bond theme. I think her way of writing. She's the artist that I think is going to be very impactful. So I like listening to impactful music. I like to listen to dramatic music. Like I like Adele. But then I like listen to like Parliament and P-Funk, and so I'm very eclectic. But I like putting on. I highly recommend people put on, the greatest hits of Parliament if you want to feel good.
Okay.
Put on some P-Funk, a Mothership Connection, and it's brilliant. So I'm very diverse in what I listen to, but I'm essentially a soul boy. I love soul.
All right. When was the last time you listened to a Bros album?
I probably 20 years I haven't listened to a whole album, maybe longer.
Really?
But yeah, I don't even have, the thing is, it's actually kind of sad in a way. I have some awards that over there, but I don't have discs and stuff like that. I'm really proud of what I've done, but we've done a ton of stuff, but I play When Will I Be Famous and I Owe You Nothing. I've done also a version of Cat Amongst the Pigeons and stuff like that. But I play my versions with horn sections, like they're really like so the bass is definitely that I Owe You Nothing. I've turned into kind of a Motown track, and so I've changed the arrangements, and they're more palatable for me as an adult and just somebody that likes. But for me, I think they hit even harder now than they used to.
Can I ask you one question? Because I've been asking quite a few people recently, and when I've been doing these virtual coffee breaks, about your first gig, because I know that you're comfortable getting up and performing in front of your audience, but there must have been a point when you had to do that for the first time. And we all think you look very confident, and on that first gig, nobody knows that you're nervous. Maybe you weren't, but what was it like? Do you remember where it was or what you were saying?
You mean my first gig ever?
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah.
Well, my first professional gig, it was really strange because the way it happened for us is we were discovered by the Pet Shop Boys manager. So at the time they were massive, and so we had all of that residual kind of relationships that we could slot into. But there was a man called Michael Metcalf back in the day, and he just saw something. He said he saw something there, and we were on the back cover of Smash Hits, but we weren't known. We didn't have a record out. And then I remember I came home to my mum's house, and there was this lady, and she was not doing very well outside my mum's. I said, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah." And she couldn't breathe properly. And I ran in to get my mum, and she wasn't there anymore. And I said, "I promise you this lady." Anyway, 15 minutes later, there were 10 young women that couldn't breathe properly. And my mum looked at me and she said, "I think this is because of you, son." And then it started to go kind of crazy before we didn't have a record out. And then they gave us our own special at the Roxy. And we did this special produced by this wonderful man called Michael Metcalf. And after that moment, during that special, the cameras, the big old cameras, they were getting knocked over and we were getting mobbed, and during our set. So I remember it was almost an out of body experience because everybody was going absolutely, it was like bedlam. It was crazy. And me and my brother came up, and we just didn't know. We'd never experienced anything like that. And then from that moment on, it really was like 6-7 years. It was hundreds of people outside our house. So the first gig was really a TV special where I remember it being, they sang us Happy Birthday, and everybody was going mad. And the cameramen were like, they hadn't seen anything like it, they said, since the Beatles, the Mania. It was like, so it was a really out of body experience. And then we literally toured around the world at that point. I remember our first number one, we were number one in over 32 countries simultaneously. We knocked ourselves off of number one in Australia. So we were number one and number two. So that was happening all over the world. We were knocking ourselves off of the number one spot. So in around 30 plus countries, we were number one and two. So we would say, I never forget, our management said, you've been knocked off of number one. And we were like, who knocked off of number one? And you did. And it was like, it was kind of, that kind of stuff doesn't really happen anymore. Like it's really hard to explain that when we went to Tokyo, we went to Japan. That's a surreal experience when you're born in Lewisham Hospital and you're getting on a plane to a part of the world that you can only dream of going. And you're like, does anybody even know we're here, who we are here? But when we were on the bullet train going through to Nagoya and Osaka, every single window, when we stopped at a station, we didn't get to see any of the stations because it was just faces. So yeah.
But what an amazing experience, just to look back. It must feel like it was you're having a dream, that it's not something that you experienced. I sometimes think when you look back in your life, it feels so distant to what you're doing right now that it almost feels like you're making it up. It sounds amazing.
We were in the San Remo, I think it was the San Remo Rock Festival, and there was Elton John was there, and everybody was there. All the big names were there, and everyone was doing their press conference in the hall that everyone had allocated for the press conferences. But Bros being Bros, we rented out this massive yacht, and we invited all the journalists onto the yacht, but we weren't on the yacht. So everybody went there, all the journalists, had champagne and hors d'oeuvres, hors d'oeuvres. and they had a bunch, and everyone was like, have we been duped by Bros? Like we're on a boat and they're not here. But then we landed by helicopter on the boat, and so that press opportunity, you understand what that truly is, that press moment of where the helicopter coming in to land and us getting out of a helicopter was obviously on the front page of every newspaper. So we knew how to cause a bit of a stir, but it was also, I think the journalists and the photographers back then would agree that it was what that you would want rock and roll and bands, you'd want to experience that. So even the people that were part of that, it was a great experience for them too. But landing on the back of a boat for a press conference was a lot of fun.
But look, Matt, it's been so nice to catch up with you. Your single is going to be out. If I Ain't Got You, it's out at the end of the month, I think. Which probably
no, it's available right now. It's available right now.
Okay.
Right now, it's on all digital platforms, iTunes, Spotify. It's available everywhere.
Okay, so If I Ain't Got You is out now, and it's really good, and you have to listen. And all the money that you're making is going to go to the NHS.
Yeah, if you go to GoFundMe.com and search Matt Goss, MattGoss, or you go to my Instagram. The easiest thing, if you are on Instagram, you can go to Instagram and it's in my bio. The link is right there. It takes you straight to the page, and you can donate anything. I promise you, anything, £1 or £1 million, anything is the same thing. Giving is giving. So go to the justgiving.com, type in Matt Goss, and anything you can give is amazing. We've already given some of the money to Andrew Hart, and he's going by himself all around. He's put 9,000 miles on his car, and he's giving food away every single day from his restaurant, and we're enabling him with his boots on the ground to actually feed. And people said that yesterday, one of the hospitals says we have too much, and then one of the hospitals says we have nothing. So it's really important that we keep doing this, and it's not just about this time, it's about moving forward. So I hope that we can continue this. So.
All right. Okay. Well, that's a great thing. Thank you so much. And thank you for sparing some time to chat to me today. Can't wait to hear the new album, and can't wait to come and see you. Right.
I know.
I will be in touch, and I will.
Yeah, let me know. Well, I'll take care of the whole thing. Let us know. But I'd love to take care of you guys, and nothing but love to you and your family. Okay.
And to you, Matt. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.